Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It was not the desired result in the end. It was not the desired. I mean, forget about the result. The result is just a consequence of the performance, consequence of your ability to, implement your principles, consequence of the ability to, stick to your principles, even if things are going against us. What did we do? We inside the first 35 seconds we concede. That's fine, we concede, but what was our reaction to that? Today, for me, this was not a must-win game for us. And I mean, whatever was the consequence of today, yes, it was a derby and all that, but being practical, being pragmatic, this game was more important to United than to us. But this game today was a chance for us to dig deep into ourselves, understand ourselves, who we are, and all of those things. uh, so so I mean, we went down in the first 35 seconds, and what did we do? Nothing. We were like too scared in the first 10 minutes. We were too scared to even play out. It seemed as if that the blue and the red shirts was swapped between players. It was United who were playing confidently and not uh and not City. That was the difference today. Just imagine, this is a big Champions League game. We go behind in the first 1 2 minutes. Things can happen, long shot, someone scores. It's a Champions League semi-final, someone scores a long shot, away goal. What do? We let our heads drop in the same way? This is one of the reasons why we have not been able to make it big in the Champions League. I mean, Premier League title, whatever Pep might say, in the next game, the Premier League title is ours. My focus, all of our focus was the Champions League. We were using the Premier League just as a stepping stone to the Champions League, stepping stone to evaluate how will we respond in certain situations, and all of those things. And what did we do? We bottled it today. I would say we bottled the game today. Yes, you could say that he's very harsh. We have won 21 in a row. Excellent record, I would say. Excellent record. But then, like I said, everything, kudos to the players, kudos to the Pep. In all those 21 games, we were just telling what the players did right. We were praising them enough. And but when you lose, that's when you get to realize who you are. You realize what you're made of. So, if you ask me today, yes, the 21 games, everything is beautiful, but we bottled it today. The same situations happened against Lyon last time, happened against Monaco in the Champions League when Pep came, happened against Spurs. This is not a one off situation. I'm not feeling unhappy because we lost to United, but my concern is that, the Champions League games, the big games. What if we bottle it in the big games? What if we do the same thing in the big games? That is the thing, because the situation could very well recur again in the big games in the Champions League and under present situation. So I want us to learn from the situation and move ahead, because we have lost nothing by losing this game. The only thing we might lose is a bit of self confidence, but then I think the squad is really good enough, to go through this tough phase. But so let me show you the player ratings, and also there's something very interesting I would like to show you. The heat maps. It is like, I think you can see the screen now. I'll just make it a little bit more bigger. So if you see the heat map of Ederson, these are all the cumulative ratings given by you all. But if you see the heat map of Ederson first, let me get to this. Ederson has barely stepped out of his box. What does this indicate? This indicates two things to me. This indicates that we were not playing high enough. We were not compressing United and pressing the life out of them. We were not pushing United to make mistakes. Ederson has, I don't remember Ederson coming out of the box even once, as you can see in this heat map. That means that we were not effective in our pressing. For the second goal, for example, yes, Luke Shaw raised in. People might say it was Joao Cancelo's mistake that he lost Luke Shaw. But the thing here is that Cancelo went alone in that press. No one was assisting him with the press. Cancelo was alone. He lost Luke Shaw, and we were just really open at the back. This has never happened in the last 21 games. that our defensive record is not just because of Ruben Diaz and John Stones. I've been emphasizing it a lot. Our defensive record is because of the fact that we are defending back as a team. Every time we lose a ball, Wolves was an example just 3 days back. We made life hell for Wolves. We just pressed the life out of them. Whenever we lost the ball, we were like onto them in a jiffy. But this match, how many times in this match did you see, United just sorry, City just jumping onto United, pouncing onto United like animals? None. And this is a far, far bigger example. The heat map of Ederson. Ederson literally he plays near the halfway line sometimes, but today he hasn't stepped out of the box. This is one of the big example why we didn't do well today. Now, he, Joa Cancelo, I think he is the one who had the poorest game today of everyone. Cancelo was really poor today. That is fine, but then but then the reason why Cancelo was made to look poor. Actually, he was isolated. Cancelo was getting done 1v2. Cancelo was getting done 1v2 constantly. I mean, constantly on that side. Rashford and Luke Shaw were constantly doing that over him. Why were we not able to? Why was Mahrez? I saw Mahrez just tracking back once to help out Cancelo. Why are we not able to? Why were we not able to provide Cancelo with that support? This is not the mistake of Cancelo. We have let him down collectively, I would say. Attacking wise, Cancelo, if you see the heat map, he didn't move into the midfield as much, didn't put in a cross and everything. And as you see in the heat map, he was significantly back, defending in his own half. This says that City really were not pressing well. City were not playing high. In a way, we were inviting United on. We were losing the ball in dangerous positions. City never do that. City never lose the ball in dangerous positions. Gokul Pankaj is here. Hi Gokul, I hope you're doing well. Do you think City believe their own hype? What do you have to say, bro? I mean, it is not about the hype. The thing is, the reason I think the reason you're wrong is for City to believe in their own hype. The competition in the squad is so much that if Mahrez believes in his own hype, there is a Foden, there is a Bernardo Silva, there's a Sterling to replace him. If Gabriel Jesus believes in his own hype, there is Aguero to replace him. So each player has to be on his toes. There is no way that City can believe in their own hype. That is because the competition for places is so much that you can't tell for to relax. But the one thing I would say is, as the title suggests, it's not on the players today. Pep got this wrong. Pep got this tactically wrong. There was no space for Gundogan. There was no space for Kevin De Bruyne to play into. How did you see Mahrez being isolated one-on-one against Luke Shaw? Did you see Sterling being isolated? Yes, Sterling was isolated against Van Bissaka, but Sterling was useless in this game. But did you see Mahrez being isolated? Did you see Gundogan having that spaces in the midfield? There was nothing today, I would say. That means that City were tied with with both of their hands behind in the midfield, and that is one of the main reasons why we didn't do well. Honestly, what I really thought was City would play with the false nine today with Bernardo Silva in the midfield with Kevin De Bruyne starting as a false nine, Foden on the left and Sterling on the right, or Mahrez on the right. But just see, as soon as Foden came, the way the match changed, it was fantastic. The match became really fast, very fast, I would say. Gokul Pankaj says, "Don't scapegoat Pep, bro. No excuses. Players threw him under the bus." I would say the reverse. Pep just overthought this game as he does of a few big games. You could literally see there was no space for Gundogan, no space for Kevin De Bruyne, no space for Riyad Mahrez, was never isolated one on one, no space for Gabriel Jesus to run into. The pressing patterns were missing. We were not pressing in tandem. Stones and Diaz were isolated too often. It seemed as if City were petrified of the pace. City were scared of Rashford's pace. And why did this happen? The first reason is he played Zinchenko and Cancelo. If, for example, Walker played instead of Cancelo, Walker on the right, Cancelo on the left, much more stable. City would have had Walker, powerful, pacey. There was no way that United could have caught City back on the counter so much. Time to buy Koulibaly. We have the best defensive record in Europe, I think. So even Napoli, who has Koulibaly, don't have this defensive record. So I don't see any reason to buy Koulibaly. We have Laporte, who's the best defender is the second best defender in the Premier League, and he can't even get into City's squad. We have, I think, three of the top five centre backs in the world football at this moment: Diaz, Stones, and Laporte. So there's no way, no chance. The defense was not to blame. Lack of ideas. For me, football is all about position. Football is about ideas. Football is about solving problems. Today City's problem was we were getting outnumbered in the midfield, and Pep was unable to solve it. It was as simple as that. Players, you could say Sterling missed a sitter, Jesus missed a sitter, but we didn't play according to our principles. We didn't play according to our fundamentals today. From where did Sterling miss a sitter? For example, Walker crossed the ball from outside. From when are we relying on crosses from outside, a lunge from Ederson and all of those things? We were not just sticking to our fundamentals today. So for me, if you ask Joao Cancelo, you can just see the heat map of Joao Cancelo here. Joao Cancelo gets a 6.2, and if you see in this heat map, on the outside, we are attacking obviously from left to right. So if you see on the left, on the right side, if you see, there are no glimpses of Cancelo, going out wide and putting the ball in. Cancelo was, stuck more in the midfield. He was stuck just defending in his own half a lot. Cancelo's decision making was not good today. Cancelo's positional sense was not too good today, as you can see in the heat map. And if you can see, there were 3 tackles by Cancelo, and there is one of his defensive mistake that led to a United shot. He lost. This is the most important stat here. Cancelo lost possession 11 times. Cancelo was responsible almost 11 times for United countering us. So and out of 8 duels, Cancelo has won 3. Those are the 2 important stats for me. Not a good match at all. In a team, when you're playing high, when you're pressing high, you can't lose possession 11 times. That is just criminal, I would say. Let me go to John Stones. John Stones for me was the best City player on the pitch today defensively. Especially if you see in his heat map, he was really good. He came out with the ball to support City's attacks and all. He made 2 interceptions, 2 tackles. If you see, possession lost, John Stones 6, and Cancelo, he lost it 12 times. Even this is very high, very unusual for John Stones, I would say, losing possession 6 times. Why are you getting turned over on the counter? That is because you're losing possession a lot. John Stones losing possession 6 times. But John Stones was overall good, I would say. He went to support City's attacks and everything. Now let's see Ruben Diaz again. You see Ruben Diaz heat map. The dark red is the place where he was concentrated the most. And if you see, he also had a decent game. Commented that left hand side. The reason why we lost today was not because of these 2 guys. The reason was we didn't press together. That's the thing. City don't defend individually. City defend together as a team. We fail defensively as a team. We are successful defensively as a team. As you can see, Diaz lost position just twice. Why do I look at this possessions lost stats too much? That is because City plays so much risk football that That you can't afford to lose possession in in especially defensive areas, especially center backs can't afford to lose possession. That's why Stones lost it 6 times, Cancelo lost it 11 times, Diaz lost it 2 times. Diaz is fine, you can lose it 1 or 2 times, but otherwise it's not acceptable. If you see Cancelo's heat map, Cancelo was decent, I would say. Defensively, there was nothing coming down on his side. I think Pep actually started Zinchenko because he knew that Daniel James was anyway crap. Zinchenko had a good shot on goal. His heat map was really good. You can see where are the dark spots for him. He really raided that uh, left hand side. Zinchenko was good today. Even defensively, I thought Zinchenko was. I mean, attacking wise, I'm sorry, Zinchenko was solid, but defensively, if you see, Zinchenko has lost the he has lost possession 14 times. Now just see our fullbacks. Cancelo losing possession 11 times, Zinchenko losing possession 14 times, Stones losing it 6 times. When has this happened? That is one of the reasons why we got beat by United. Against a counter-attacking team, your defense themselves can't just lose possession 30 to 40, 30 times in a match. You just count 16 plus 11, 27. Stones, it's 33. My God, you have lost possession 35 times. You were giving possession away very cheaply, I would say. That's one of the big reasons why we lost. So now let's see Rodri. I mean, I'll come to Kevin De Bruyne first. Kevin De Bruyne, I would say he had a free role in the match, as you can see in the heat map. He was predominantly dominant on that left hand side. He played a couple of good balls into the box. We needed Aguero to finish them actually, but one of my main disappointments with De Bruyne today is not good enough defensively. Again, I'll say the same thing. When you're playing against a counter-attacking team, you can't afford to give the ball away cheaply, and that is exactly what Kevin De Bruyne did today. He gave away the ball really cheaply. I'll just see how many times Kevin De Bruyne has lost possession today. My God, 24 times. 24 times. When was the last time Kevin De Bruyne has lost possession? 24 times. Almost all of our back four combined. How many times has Kevin De Bruyne lost possession? 24 times. Kevin De Bruyne looked leggy today. Kevin De Bruyne looked lethargic today. Kevin De Bruyne didn't look well. He looked like he was mentally scarred. He had no ideas today. Yeah, a free kick. He left Zinchenko to take the free kick early on in the second half. How many times do you see De Bruyne leave a free kick to someone else? And that too in a great position. So De Bruyne for me, I don't know. He looked a little bit scarred. It might be because of the continuous amount of matches, or he needs a bit more time to come up to full speed. He has just recently come out from injury, I would say. Rodri for me has been one of the best players, best players on the pitch. He was there all over the pitch, really helping out defensively. Again, Rodri also has lost position 11 times, but this game, yes, I'm seeing that stack of possession lost the most in this game. That is because we were counter attacked. How did we lose the goals? How were we played out of the game? It was due to counter attack, and one of the main reasons why you as an attacking team, you as a Pep Guardiola team can be counter attacked is the reason that you lose possession cheaply. You turn over possession, especially if an attacker loses possession, doesn't matter. But if your CDM or if your back four loses possession, that is the areas where you can't afford to lose possession. I will not say that we cannot afford to lose possession at all. It's humans after all playing, not robots. Okay, so you can afford to lose possession, but it's the areas in which you should lose possession, and that is one of the reasons why we lost today. The areas where we lost possession was City today, but Rodri was not the main culprit. One of Rodri's shots hit the bar today. If it went in, it would have been 1-1. The game would be something else. But Rodri was solid today defensively. Maybe a little less proactive. Maybe he didn't switch the ball enough, which are two things I would be a little bit critical on Rodri. But then everyone today looked really ragged, I would say. Not a good game at all. Gundogan for me, Gundogan had some of the best chances, especially shooting wise in the first half. Uh, but He didn't take them obviously. Creatively, Gundogan looked a little bit off. I would say he looked a little bit unsure when taking on shots. And defensively, again, Gundogan lost possession 14 times. That is fine because Gundogan is an attacking player. He lost a lot of them, inside our own box, inside the opponent's box. That is fine for me. That is fine from Gundogan. But attacking wise, Gundogan somehow he also seemed run ragged. He also seemed out of ideas, I would say. That's why I really wanted an injection of pace, injection of freshness. That's why I really wanted Phil Foden to start this game. You see, the moment Phil Foden came, it was just like a spark that was injected into the team, and everyone was very very sharp. I would say Riyad Mahrez had really Luke Shaw on his backside turn, Luke Shaw inside out in the first half on one or two occasions. You see his heat map was very disciplined. Again, see how many times Riyad Mahrez came in United's half. He didn't come much, which means that he didn't track back enough to help out Cancelo. That's one of the other reasons why Cancelo was getting caught out 2-on-1. Rashford and Luke Shaw. He was really getting caught out 2-on-1, and that was one of the reasons why Cancelo really had a crap game. Mahrez didn't do enough to help it. His dribbles were really good, I would say. And again, can Riyad Mahrez didn't lose. Again, I don't check the possession loss stat for attackers actually, because in the box you try to dribble, you lose possession. That's not the most important thing for me. Mahrez, the heat map was really good. He was one of the most brightest players, I would say, really maintaining the width on that side, cutting in. His decision making was excellent. If only Gabriel Jesus had been a little bit proactive. If only Rodri switched the ball more often. If only Raheem Sterling had his shooting boots on. I don't know which boots Raheem Sterling has on. Sometimes he really misses sitters. Raheem Sterling really had some good chances, I would say. I mean, I was just thinking, it really scares me a bit. What if this is a big Champions League game? What if Raheem Sterling misses in a big Champions League game just like this? I mean, so Riyad Mahrez had a good game. I would say Gabriel Jesus for me. This is one of the most disastrous performances from Gabriel Jesus, I would say, in a long time. You just see his heat map sporadic, no constant presence in the box. Not helping out much defensively as well. Was concentrated mostly on his left hand side. I don't know what Gabriel Jesus did today. He attempted one dribble. Apart from that, he did nothing. He obviously gave away the penalty, and just a little bit of thing about that penalty. There were so many people around Martial. The situation was protected well enough. There was no way that Martial would have scored that game. I don't know why Gabriel Jesus, he had that rush of blood and he thought he had to win the game, when he had to win the ball back. When you had Rodri, when you had Diaz, when you had John Stones, three of the best defensive players in the Premier League in Europe, I would say, really back, really guarding Martial. I don't know what pushed Gabriel Jesus to win the ball back. Never make a tackle. Never make a tackle unless it's absolutely useful. Absolutely, you're sure in the penalty box, especially as an attacker. Let the defender make the tackle. Just close him down. Close him down. That should be Gabriel Jesus' job. He should not have made that tackle. That really stung City. City came with a game plan, but it really put City off guard, I would say. But again, we should be more strong mentally. Situations like that happen. It could have happened in a Champions League against Bayern. You could be down 1-0 in the first minute. You should learn to recover from it. That's one lesson which we can learn from this game. But Gabriel has had a really crappy game, I would say. Now here is the star of our show, the lowest rating, Raheem Sterling. Just analyze this heat map. Just see that heat map and tell me, what did Raheem Sterling do in this match? He was crap. He was useless. He didn't do anything. I mean, I like Raheem Sterling. In fact, I have in my fantasy team, but I can't forget the mistakes. I mean, how many more games will we give this leeway to Raheem Sterling? Against Lyon, against Burnley a few years back, missing sitters after sitters, missed the penalty against Brighton 2-3 months back. I mean, How many more games will we give this leeway to Raheem Sterling? I really thought that Phil Foden should have started this game. Just imagine Foden, Mahrez, two of the best informed players, informed wingers in this league, and you start Raheem Sterling, who in his last 27 games hasn't scored against United, always gets pocketed with Van Bissaka. I mean, he has lost possession 14 times, and how many successful dribble attempts. Just look at this dribble attempts by Raheem Sterling, zero. Great chances missed, two. That means that we could have really won the game. Great chances missed, two. I mean, how many shots? Zero dribbles attempted, zero duels won, zero crosses, zero long balls played. He missed two great chances, which means literally when you and I could have scored those chances. What a crap. What a crap from Raheem Sterling, I would say. Just compare this to Riyad Mahrez, for example. How many great chances missed? Nothing. He didn't have a great chance at all. Let me go to Ilkay Gundogan and see how many great chances has he missed. Nothing. That's a special stat that just comes when you miss only those great chances. And let us see for Raheem Sterling, two great chances. I mean, yes, Sterling gets into those positions and he makes it, but you should take it. Strikers in okay, this is fine, but strikers in Champions League in knockout games are merciless. I was just seeing Bayern versus Dortmund yesterday. Haaland, 2 shots, 2 goals. Lewandowski, 3 shots, 3 goals. That's the accuracy. That's the menace. That's the guile. That's the ruthlessness with which players play in Europe. And here you have two great chances, and you miss them. I mean, Pep Guardiola for me. If you ask me about Pep Guardiola, I would say that he got it tactically wrong. He got it tactically absolutely wrong, I would say. I mean, he should have started with a false nine for me. He should have played Bernardo Silva in the midfield. People might think this is an excuse or something. As mentioned in the comments, some people are saying that Guardiola threw. I mean, the players threw Guardiola under the bus. I mean, Guardiola didn't give the players an opportunity to express themselves. What is football? What is Guardiola's role? He should give a canvas for the players to express themselves. He should chart out a plan for the players to progress from the opponent's box to from our box to the opponent's box. Whatever they do in the boxes, that's up to the players. Yes, Raheem Sterling missed those two chances. That is absolutely fine. I would say that is fine. I agree with that. But then there was no progression. There was no clear plan on how we will progress the ball from our box to United's box. Gundogan looked out of ideas. Kevin De Bruyne I mean, he saw no gaps. Even the vision of Kevin De Bruyne could not find any gaps. There was no switches of play. It was only Sterling being isolated against Van Bissaka, but Bissaka had again Sterling in his pocket. Why didn't Pep make that change at halftime? Bring Foden on. 15 minutes of Foden really made that difference. I mean, uh, let me check Phil Foden's heat map. See Phil Foden's heat map, and let me check the duels. Two duels for Phil Foden. One, free kick drawn. One in his last 5-10 minutes, which he was there. He had 20 touches. He had 86% accuracy. I mean, Foden just led the game alive. Foden, he already had a shot on target. I mean, he had a shot of target. He won two duels. Everything. I mean, everything about Foden was very good, I would say. Foden literally single-handedly made a goal. He infused that spark and energy into us. I don't know why Pep Guardiola, didn't bring on Foden much earlier. That's a big mystery, I would say. Anyway, we didn't have a good game, but what are the lessons that we can actually learn from this game? just to dig more deeper into ourselves, show more character, don't forget to follow your principles. Today it seemed as if we abandoned our principles. Whatever be the game, follow our principles. We lose doing that, that's fine. We go out on our own strength. We lose on our own strength. We win on our own strength. That is how it should be. That is how we should play. We were launching long balls in the 60th. We were panicking in the 50th minute, in the 60th minute, and allowed United to come on us. That's how we let Luke Shaw score that goal. We should not have panicked. We should have, 90 minutes, stick to your principles, stick to your fundamentals, and then see. If we lose, we lose. But there'll be a sense of satisfaction and happiness that we go out like that, rather than, uh, launching long balls forward, doing uncharacteristic things. Ederson launched 5-6 long balls today. That very uncharacteristic of him. Pep Guardiola, he rightly said, yes, you'll say all nice words when we win. He said, he was saying in all of the press conferences since the last 3-4 months, when you win, you'll say all nice things, all nice words. But when you lose, that is when the true character of my players will come out. That I believe that is true. What is win, play, all of the people will, praise you and all of that, but it is when you lose, that is when you discover what the world really is. That is when you discover who is what. That is when you really get to know the world around you, get to know the the inner strength of your players, the inner strength of yourself. That is when you get to know the character. So it's fine, it will make us tough. We can go on another winning run again. I'm really happy that we lost now and we didn't lose. In a sense, I'm happy that we lost now and we didn't lose, in a big Champions League game and things like that. So so I would say not a good end to the weekend for us, not an anticipated end to the weekend for us, but for the last 3 months, last 4 months, we were having great endings to our weekend every week in, week out. Even though players were playing 2 days, players were playing every 2-3 days, they didn't disappoint us. So thank you very much to City for this memorable run. We really enjoyed it. Now we really want you to, now I'm sorry, not you, now we really want us to go on an other winning streak. Let's see, and this winning streak, this winning run will be the most crucial for us, because this is when the knockout competitions, the FA Cup, the Champions League, everything will be there, and the Premier League matches as well. So this is one of the most important journeys that City are will be going to now. Okay, in a way, in a positive way, you could see that, okay, the monkey has been thrown out of our back. Now we can again start in a fresh slate. Otherwise, just imagine going into the Champions League with 25 run winning streak and having the burden of, okay, you win one more, you break Ajax record and things like that. No, we are free, no burden, free spirits. Let us go on and conquer the world again. Let us go on and, no, don't show anything to the world. Show to ourselves what we are made of. Show to ourselves who we are. That is really important. That is what we can take away from this game. Not much in a footballing sense, but more in a mental sense, more in a sense of rediscovering again, more in a sense of, sticking together, more in a sense of that comradeship, that companionship, playing for each other, more in a sense of making each other better again. Let us show that we are strong in defeat. We are much more stronger in defeat than in victory. What is victory? It just invites 2 or 3 phases, praises from people all around you, but it is in defeat that you know who really likes you. It is in defeat that you know how much mental strength each one of you have. So let us go on again and begin our quest again to conquer the world, again to go on another winning run. So I really hope that you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, please click on the like button, and also do click on the bell icon and the subscribe button, so that you get to get notifications whenever I upload the video. So thank you very much and take care. See you again.